thoughts. And let's go and jump into the next question, which I find a very interesting question. That I think you guys are gonna be very surprised with my answer. But this question comes from a Keisha Blankenship, and she writes, "We are 3 episodes into Loki, and it's awesome. What do you think about this series? And is it just as good as WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier?" Well, thank you for your question, Keisha. Now, there's a reason why I have not reviewed or talked about Loki
Oh God, here we go.
on my show. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I haven't. To be honest with you, when I saw the first episode, I watched it again with my wife. I really liked the first episode. I didn't stay to look at the second and third episode. I actually watched those two back to back last week, so I had to catch up on it. If I'm being honest, it's a very creative look on the show, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm very underwhelmed when it comes to Loki. Not because I don't like the time variant aspect. Like, even the things to me don't necessarily make, like in the last episode, Lady Loki or whatever she wants to call herself told Loki that she's a time variant, and everybody in the TVA are time variants. And I'm like, then what's the whole point of the TVA? I like, if they're variants of time, if they have to protect the the timeline.
Sacred timeline. Uh huh.
I'm
Jeez.
just
Alex, you give up on life too easily, but go
I'm like,
ahead.
I'm
Keep
just
going.
confused. Now, I will say this: the last episode was a little bit underwhelming for me. I mean, I didn't really see the point of it. I mean, they got stuck into a certain area of time where it now looks like they may die or make it out briefly alive,
Oh
barely
no.
alive. Who
Dude, I don't think
knows?
they're gonna make
Uh,
it.
I mean, personally, I'm not. This does not give me the same type of joy I was looking for when I was watching WandaVision. Now, keep in mind, I said on the show when I was watching WandaVision, I didn't like the first 2 episodes of WandaVision. I was very underwhelmed by it. It wasn't until later on when I really liked it. So I'm not gonna judge it yet. I'm not gonna call it trash or anything like that. But the reason why I have not reviewed that show, because it doesn't, like, I would get excited to watch this stuff from Mandalorian, WandaVision, and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Now I'm just like, okay, I'll just wait. Like, I will wait a past Wednesday to watch it because I'm like, I don't know if this is something I want to get into. I will say the cameo of potentially Kang in this movie or in this show looks pretty cool. But other than that, it's very underwhelming in comparison. I still think WandaVision is a slightly better than all the shows that we've seen so far. But it's not my favorite Marvel series, to be honest. But Ian, I know you've seen Loki. Do you enjoy it, or do you think it's better than the previous stuff that we've got, or just as good?
Oh yeah, I love it. I was like you too, though. I didn't like the first 2 episodes of WandaVision, but that was WandaVision is definitely a show you have to pay attention to every detail,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like Loki is not as much that, but it's teeter tottering on that. You have to pay attention to detail for every episode. It's not like cut and dry like Falcon and Winter Soldier. It was like episode. You really didn't have to, pull through other shits for other things to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but when you said this is what a little triggered me when you said that oh, we found this revelation, spoiler alert, that they're all variants. Well, what's the fucking point of the show, Ian? Oh, what that's just something that's going to go on into the to explain what all this is, because nobody understood what it is. Nobody
Right.
understands what it is now.
Right.
Nobody. There's theories and theories and theories, and this is why I do like it as much as WandaVision, because it's bringing back the theories, it's bringing back the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
That was the best part of WandaVision, even having these conversations and having
It
our theories,
was, yeah.
regardless of the Ralph Boner stuff. It was just it was fun. I didn't like the ending of WandaVision. I'll just keep it
Right.
real. But I think that solid middle was like some of the best Marvel stuff we've ever seen, writing wise.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like this, and I've seen interviews. I think four, yeah, 4 and 5 are Tom Hiddleston's favorite episodes. So it might turn up a little bit like WandaVision did.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't say it's a bad show because we found out their variants. I feel like that was theory people had, and it ended up becoming true. But I can't change anyone's mind if they like this or not. It's your opinion. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna disrespect you or hate you because you like it. you know, or you don't like it. It's just a show that it's TBA at the end of the day because we've not seen the last episode, you know, to have a verdict.
Yeah, and he's right. He's absolutely right. Like I don't think it's a terrible show. I think it's definitely something I have to get into. But just from seeing it's overwhelming. And to Ian's point, he's right. Just because they're all variants, I don't know what the outcome is. Like I haven't foreseen what's going to happen. I believe this is going to be 6 episodes, so there's 3 more episodes to go. So I am interested to see how it's going to end. However, so far it's underwhelming for me. But Jeremy, I know you've seen the show and I know you've done commentary on the show on your channel. What do you think about it so far? And do you think it's just as good as the previous Marvel shows?
So comparing the first 3 episodes of Falcon and Winter Soldier, WandaVision, and now Loki, I feel like it's tough, man. I feel like Loki is probably the strongest of the 3 based on the first 3 episodes alone. The first 3 episodes of Falcon and Winter Soldier, the second and third episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier in particular are fantastic.
Yeah.
The third episode of Loki kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So
I definitely agree.
It's a little bit of it's hard to say. I'm not going to come down on which is the best out of all of them. I do think they're all pretty on par as far as production value, cast, acting, all of those kind of things. That moon planet that they were on, normally I would be able to Lamentus one. It's weird looking. The color, the lighting on the characters, it does not match the purple lighting in the background, and it makes it look like. And I know that they're using the same technology they used in Mandalorian with the big LED screens. I understand that, but it looks like a bad screen green job. Yes,
I agree.
And that was a struggle, but that's the kind of thing, like, you can overlook that. These are big budget spectacle movies. You remember Wanda and Agatha flying around in the sky shooting fucking, little colored laser balls at each other.
Yeah,
that looked terrible too, man.
Yeah.
I honestly gave that a pass though, just because they're in a fake reality, so that's why that was my headcanon of why it looks so stupid. But this Loki shit from the last episode, I'm gonna have to agree with you. There was no excuse for that.
Yeah. And then even past that, I think her name's Sophia Di Martino, the woman who's playing Sylvie. I think she's good, but she cannot sell a hit at all. And everybody was talking about how great that one shot at the end was. And all I can see is this woman without a whole lot of previous martial arts training experience trying to look like she's throwing down without the ability to do a lot of cuts and editing to make it look good. Like the hallway fight scene with her, just too many cuts because she's not a martial artist, and that's okay because she is a good actor. I like her, and I like Tom Hiddleston a whole lot. Alex, I guess I wanted to ask you, because you are normally super enthusiastic about these projects. Are you more of a fan of Wanda, Bucky, and Sam than you are of Loki?
No, because I think Loki, keep this in mind. Loki took down the Avengers, or he faced off against the Avengers. Loki's is one of my favorite guys because he brought the comedy relief, especially when he's just alone with his brother Thor. So I was excited for Loki, but I'm glad you brought that up, because another thing that kind of threw me off, that someone kind of had to remind me of, Loki faced off against the Avengers. And he didn't succeed, but he held his own. And Loki, he gets his ass whooped by arguably humans.
Well, okay, I'll interject there. Loki's never, like what you were saying with Sylvie, he's not really a fighter. Is he stronger than a natural human being? Yes, he's a god, but he's not a brute fighter. This dude works with his mind. He turned the Avengers kind of like what Zemo did. It was all psychological. He made the Hulk, it made everybody fight each other. So I wouldn't say I'm not so surprised he's getting his ass whooped by everybody else, because he's never proven that he was a brute fighter.
I'm with that, and I agree. My pushback to that, because now we got a good dialogue going. My pushback to that is it doesn't matter how strong you are physically if you're able to. And we're gonna find out that this whole episode 3 did not actually happen. It either happened in Loki's head or Sylvie's head.
Yes. Can I stop you right there? Because I have a theory.
Yeah, go ahead.
So it's either Sylvie did get into his mind and pretended like she didn't, so she can get more information out of him, or he has that time stone. that he was playing with in episode 1. We
thought
never seen him put it back.
I thought
So-
it doesn't work in that reality though.
It doesn't work in the
It
TVA.
doesn't work in the TVA.
Oh.
He's not in
Ian's
the
right.
TVA, is he?
Ian's right. It definitely sets that up by Loki not putting back the time stone.
My
Also,
gamble, it's one of the two. Yep.
the opening of episode 3 takes place in that tiki bar, showing that Sylvie has this power to enchant people. So what the fuck's the point of that scene if not to say, hey, she's about to use this thing later on,
Yeah.
unless it's a red herring, or unless they're using the fake out red herring to keep us you know what I mean? Like there's a level as to how they could be fucking with us.
But I'm with you, dude. I really thought like this whole episode looks like it's about to end. And at the end of all the chaos, one of them's going to either do the time stone or she's going to whoop. All right. Now we have another 15 hours to get off this planet or whatever.
Yeah, that's a good point.
My problem with that is that, like, and correct me if I'm wrong, because maybe I'm not paying attention. I have
Obviously
not seen
you're not.
Loki.
Clearly.
I haven't seen Loki. You to your point, Loki's not a fighter, right? He's the god of mischief. He uses his powers. I've barely seen that from him so far.
Well, he's been in the TVA.
I've seen him do
use his
more
powers
in combat than I have his own powers, and that's what's throwing me off. I'm like, I don't. And again, it doesn't need to be spec on into who the character needs to be. If you want to change things differently, I get it. But fight, if I know for a fact I can appear I make a dagger appear out of nowhere and use it as a lethal weapon, but I'm getting my ass whooped by arguably humans, I'm kind of like, all right, what is
when is this time period? You got to remember, in the TVA, his powers don't work. So are you talking about why isn't he whooping people's ass in the TVA?
No,
like
in the last episode, that train sequence, he's not in the TVA at that time. So I thought outside of this.
Oh, you talking about to get on the train or more fighting?
Yeah.
I think that would go to both of our points. Where like this might be an illusion because if your logic, which I'm with you, he probably could whoop a lot of people's ass and get through shit, but he's a smart guy. He's trying to infiltrate her plan and see what's going on. Same with possibly her. She's a smart woman trying to infiltrate his plan. See, how we can make things work. That's my defense.
To y'all? Can I just throw that out there? I don't guess it really matters in the greater context of life, but is she hot? Is she hot?
Lady Loki?
Yeah.
I haven't really come down on one side or the other.
She's cute in her own way.
Because the reason why I ask is because when she revealed herself in episode 2, all sorts of people were like, she's not attractive enough. Her hair is not dark and long. And I thought they would hire somebody hot or whatever.
Really? Well, and those people are the people I stay away from on the internet. Because
exactly.
I'm not watching this show to see if Loki's hot.
Everybody in the MCU is kind of hot. So I get the point. But by episode 3, I was like, I don't know, man. She's kind of doing it for me.
Well, let me ask both of y'all this. Would you guys date or do something with your variant of the opposite sex? If there was an Alex woman in front of you, come on, man.
No. I mean,
what about you, Jeremy?
Bad, 100%. To see what I do with myself as it is.
Oh yeah,
but like
I've been doing myself for years, baby.
How do you live with yourself? Like, I just fucked.
I would literally be living with myself.
Like, how do you grasp the fact that I just had sex with the alternate version of me? Like, I can't.
Sounds great.
It's only weird if you make it weird, Alex.
I think it would feel good, but then put me in a mental hospital at the same time. Like, what the hell?
Your wife walks in on you with yourself. Baby, it's not technically cheating. It's me as a female.
Really not. It's really me. Like, you walked in at the wrong moment. Like, I'm still being faithful, but to myself. Like, like what do you do in those moments? But I know this has gone on a tangent.
Off the rails. Who did this?
That was me. I'm sorry.
But what do you guys think? What do you guys think of the Loki show so far?
Is Sylvie attractive or not? Just let us know.
Yes, please let us know in the comments if she's attractive or not, please, and keep it civil, please. I don't want her trying to shut my YouTube channel down. But let me know in the comment section below. And let's